God bless. Kasy Hart here. And today's message is titled Overcome Fear with Love, which is so much in need in this time of age that we're living in. But let me first begin with a Bible verse. And it is written, 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. For God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and self-control. So as we just read, God did not give us a spirit of fear, but of love, power, and self-control. So this is where the message comes in, which is to overcome fear with love. And the reason that the Lord just brought this to me is mainly because as the church begins to open, churches all around will begin to open. And God is just saying that the pastors and leaders just need to prepare for this. Prepare for fear between the flock. Yes. That's what's been instilled into many people for approximately almost 2 months now, is social distancing, wear your mask, and wow, if you cough, we all know what happens. People back up or something. But let me just continue a little bit deeper. And I will advise every pastor, wherever you're at, whatever state you're in, to please review your guidelines, your mask guidelines. Again, I will leave it at that, but there are exemptions. I'm just bringing it that far. There are exceptions to wearing the mask. So just read your guidelines and prepare the flock. And yes, the times are shaky, but the Lord does say we don't know the day, the time, or the hour, right? But the Lord just is saying that to prepare the flock is to preach love, because love manifests love in a congregation. So, and of course, whatever the Lord puts in your heart to preach, to prepare the flock as they return. Social distancing, whatever other precautions you put in to the church, division of the pews or whatever it is, masks, yes, even a cough. So the Lord is saying to preach love. And of course, pray and ask what else to preach, to prepare everyone as they return back to church. Now let me continue. Preparing also is preparing the leaders, if your church has ushers, on how they could go about it. You know, the leaders of ministries, maybe they could also somehow discuss the matters and prepare them to go back to church. Ushers, again, I just keep on seeing someone coughing. What is the action that will take place in a situation like that? And the Lord did show me, if someone just coughs a little bit, just have a cough drop available, a small bottle of water. Now, if it continues, then what actions will you be able to direct your ushers to do? With love. Another thing the Lord had put in my heart was, or actually I kind of visualized it, is in the beginning of the church time, it's kind of like the theaters. We all know that when you go to the theater, there's always that announcement, whatever, telling you to turn off your phones and so on and so forth. So something like that to prepare the people that are returning to church, preparing them and reminding them about social distancing and whatever the Lord is putting in your heart to make that small clip about. So at this point, I will just be going forth, and before I end, I want to just give you a snip. The reason I have felt and seen this is kind of close to home. Not my home, but whoever read my book, that home. Being a survivor of domestic violence, that's one of the things that keep any person in that type of relationship. It's fear. Fear, as it said before, there's pain, there's threats, there's control. So, do not know why all this is happening. And though I have felt and heard the Lord say some snips of it, but this video is more of overcoming fear with love. So at this point, I will be ending, and I will end with a Bible verse, and we will find that one in 1 John 4:18. Again, 1 John chapter 4, verse 18. And the word reads, "There is no fear in love, for fear has to do with punishment, and whoever fears has not been perfected in love." Again, all I could say is that the Lord just keeps on emphasizing, bringing it to like so visual. The people of God need to seek Him more and seek for that point of letting go of fear as they gather, even though with social distancing, but there is the gathering. I mean, we all recall Hebrews 10, verse 25, and I read, "Not giving up meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching." Okay, so now we are going to gather once again. But now, fear needs to be overcome so that everyone could still see each other in love, say hi to each other with love, of course with the social distancing. But I repeat, and I advise to all pastors, all church leaders, review the guidelines for masks in your state. God bless. Any comments, please comment below. And again, I do know that there's going to be probably some opposings to all this. But the Lord just keeps on telling me Galatians 1:10. So, God bless everyone.